What's up, guys? So on the 22nd of April, our CEO, Mr. Ismail, invited us to speak in front of 11,000 agents at the annual PropNex convention. So they basically wanted to find out what is our SS secret sauce. So today I'm going to bring you on a recount of the event and walk you through the intricate details of what has made SS the way it is today. So if you're an aspiring realtor or you just want to keep our journey so far, then let's go.
Nick is very well endowed in terms of his knowledge, not only in terms of public housing, private property, and one of his specialty definitely have to be landed properties. He have helped many clients not only to upgrade but to have the dream home come true. It takes a lot of skills and, more importantly, understanding the client's needs. That has been the trademark of Nick. Beyond in terms of sales, Nick also manages a small group of people as his downline. And I'm absolutely certain any one of you having a desire to learn the ropes, I realize Nick, not only he's persuasive, he's very determined. The first time when I spoke to him, I knew that he was very clear in his mind what he wants to achieve. But what actually puzzled me here is this. He made it a point after that to call or text me to make an appointment to have a coffee. And one of the main topics that he wanted to know, how can I align myself and my team with the company to grow? And that's something is very important. A lot of people only think about success being about going out there and closing deals and it's all about material. But Nick's focus was long-term and alignment. And this is something is very important. And obviously from that perspective, I felt Nick is someone, not only he works hard, but he also think of doing it right from the start.
So at SS, we have a mission, and that is to improve the lives of our community, one home, one family, and one neighborhood at a time. So our vision is to establish Selling Singapore as a real estate community that is authentic and transparent for all stakeholders and is uncompromising of our principles as we grow. Okay, steady. So now that we've established that, now let's watch the interview with Boss Ismail.
I think many of you know Nick is really branded himself in the social media very, very strongly. And if I just give a little bit of an update, here's this. Nick has done in terms of transactions last year, 54 transactions. In terms of commissions received, also 54. In terms of transactions submitted to the company, exceeded 1 million. In terms of commission received, exceeded 1 million. Very consistent. Yep. Maybe one of the things when I just had a little chit chat with him, he said that he believes in positioning. If you want to be successful in the industry, it is about positioning. It is about branding. How do you create a brand for yourself in the market, wherever the niche that you want to create? He also mentioned two other things, process and system. In order to achieve consistently, if you want to do 50 over transactions, if you don't have a process and if you don't have a system, it is not possible, Mr. Ismail. That's what he said. So with that, Nicholas, brief introduction to yourself.
Hi, PropNex. So my name is Nick Tan. So I've been in the industry for 8 years already, and I think about 2 years ago, we started to realize that brand differentiation is very important. So the social media presence is on everybody's mind nowadays. Everybody is with their videographer, with their phones, on social media. So what we did was we took to standard stage. We started off by testing a model in terms of we saw the Americans were doing some very progressive stuff. They were doing videos, they were doing vlogs, they were doing digital marketing, and so we thought, why Singapore cannot? And so there were pioneers who started. Lauren is in the audience. Home Central was one of the very first names that came out. Then Property Lim Brothers. And then we saw that the model works. And so we started to build the home tours forward. And started to build a company in a brand format so that we have the whole pipeline from the sales all the way down to production, all the way down to content creation, post-production, so on and so forth, and of course after service.
What this thing that they give it to us, challenge of starting with nothing.
So today we see the bright lights and we see the glamour and the glitz and the glamour and all that, but everybody has a starting point, and from where I started with this red file over here. So this red file I started in a TOP project. Back then I knew that we needed to buffer cash flow for ads, because in our industry, ads were equivalent to leads. Leads will then equate to your opportunities for buyers and sellers. So day in, day out, I was at the TOP projects doing what we call canvassing. Back then, I think still okay lah. Now COVID, maybe it's impossible already. We will arrive early. I mean, I will arrive as early as, I don't know, at the crack of dawn, because we had to rub shoulders with, the main con team to get into, who is selling, who is here on the ground, who wants to rent. Basically get, the info. So then we will also leave very late in the night. So it was a lot of hard work at the very beginning, and this is my origin story.
Yep, appreciate that. And what is this all today? Today it has changed so much, and $1 million social influencer. And you strongly believe in these things?
I believe that if you just portray the authentic and the genuine side of yourself, the media will pick it up. This is an article that came out on the 17th of October. It went on the Sunday Times, and it basically says that social media is real. If you're looking to influence your crowd, if you're looking to influence your buyers, if you're looking to build a very good and big network or community, this thing works. So get started on it. I would encourage every one of you. It is really not that difficult.
The truth of the matter, Nick, is not that difficult, but neither is it easy. What is one or two things people must take note of before jumping into the bandwagon to say, oh, I also want to be a social media influencer? You have walked the path, you know the challenges. I'm just talking about 2 tips if they can bring back for today.
So what boss says is very real. Aside from the way the system works is you first need to have very legit content. And so the number one content that people like to see for homes in Singapore is home tours. So the real thing is you got to have listings. So think about your lead generation funnel before you go into this. You have to have a consistent flow of beautiful homes, attractive homes. The bigger the lobang, the more attractive this opportunity is for them, the larger traction you're going to get. And this spills over to get you more buyers, this spills you over to get more sellers, and it's a multiplier effect.
A small budget, not where you are right now, because you see, because you have attained a status, your cash flow is stronger.
Right.
Therefore, you can spend more than what the bird can.
I hear that.
Let's look at it. Many of them want to be a bird.
Okay.
And they want to start small in this social media influencing. What would be a good start to start with?
Many of us have tried to do videos. So an average video cost from a video production firm outside will probably charge you something like 600, 800 to maybe 1,000 too. This is for a single video. Thereafter, you got to think about, this is like a digital flyer, right? You got to think about disseminating your digital flyer, and so comes the ad spend. So you got to think about putting maybe $10 to $15 budget a day on a platform, and if you equate that to maybe 90 days, then you do the math. You get what I mean, right?
I understand. Yeah. So it comes with, but you see, some people have challenged me to say that. Ismail, not everybody. Some agents challenge me, boss, you all talk about training, you all talk about social media, but some of them say it's not meant for everybody. I think, do you think there's some truth in it? Or
I hear that. There are definitely going to be very natural talents, very conversant, very camera-unshy people. There are also going to be camera-shy people. But the way I started, there was this influencer that was shooting and directing me. So start by modeling and start by practicing. I don't think it's not for everyone. I certainly think that it's trainable. People can pick up the skill set. It's a matter of how far and how much you want it.
Thank you so much. I want it to be as real. I think whether your mind is ready. You remember there was once Eddie was going around to get on a promotion. We want to get a kickstart, 500 videos. We subsidize certain portion. But many of you are shy to even come forward to take up all those opportunities. But I'm just going to say, something is real. If you are not going to adopt or embrace digital and part of the social media, you are going to lose out big. Yep.
Absolutely, sir.
What about this slide that you have something that you wanted to highlight?
One of the big changes and turning points of our careers is we came to PropNex because we found that the culture here is very, very conducive. If you're looking to grow your personal sales, if you're looking to grow a team, everybody shares openly. And I think the best part is if you sincerely try and follow what your predecessors have done, quite frankly, it works. So I think a lot of new people are very hesitant and have a lot of doubts.
Okay. I mean, thank you so much again. I mean, one of the key things he mentioned many a time today, I said here, you see, before even the start, I said this, replicate from other successful people. And he said he had a mentor, he had learned something, but he did it his own way. Be real. And the culture of PropNex. And you crossed over to us, when is it?
The year 2020.
20. Exactly, in fact, the exact date is 24 February 20th. It's 2 years, 2 months. And you've been in the industry for how long, Nick?
8 years.
And would I say last year was your best performing year?
Last year was indeed our best year.
Yeah.
The last 2 years were
Last
our best
2 years.
Yeah.
And the 2 years you were here. And 2 years was the most big challenging period of time during the COVID.
Indeed.
Yeah. So the platform in PropNex do provide either in terms of training, either in terms of the culture, either in terms of consumer seminar. It is you creating your own, as what Nick said in his own word, positioning, branding, process, and system.
Amen to
Thank you
that.
so much. Any last fine words for them before we sign off?
So when I was asked to give them just a very quick, what is my secret to success? I think one thing is being very authentic and take ownership of the way you handle your business. So if you're dealing for your clients, make sure you're acting for the client's interests, because their interests come first. They will tell your story and you get tons and tons of referrals.
And that's exactly secret to be a PropNex millionaire. Take ownership of your deals. Word of mouth is invaluable and gets carried into their community without you lifting a finger. Before you know it, your reputation precedes you, and you have people knocking on your door, putting their business in your hands. These are his words, Nicholas.
That's right.
Thank you so much. Give a round of applause to Nick.
Wow, steady lah. So if you're an aspiring agent looking to join a growing team, then hit us up. I'm Nick Tan, Selling Singapore, and I'll see you in the next video.